Looks like Twitter is mad about me not supporting protesters' First Amendment rights to build a Rust base on campus and block students from going to class. Keep crying about it, guys. If you're loud enough, you might end up on tomorrow's video. Brother, they didn't block students from going to class. They set up a peaceful encampment. I was there to make perfectly reasonable demands about their tuition dollars being spent on a state currently slaughtering tens of thousands of children. The police response was violent. Then what's this?
You guys have closed the entrance. We are UCLA students. I have my ID right here. I'm being blocked off, not by the security guard, but by you two. You three. Oh, look, they're making their burger while I'm going this way. Excuse me. This is what they do. Everybody, look at this. Look at this. I'm a UCLA student. I deserve to go here. We pay tuition. This is our school. And they're not letting me walk in. My class is over there. I want to use that entrance. Well, I can't take it. Will you let me go in? This can be over in a second. Just let me and my friends go in to class.
We're not engaging in that.
Then you can move. Will you move?
We're not engaging in that.
Okay, we're going. We're going. I'm going in. I have my hands up. I'm not hurting them. I'm not hurting them.
Holy shit. Irrelevant?
That's what they do. That's what they do, everybody. You guys are promoting aggression. You guys are promoting hate. We're UCLA students. We deserve to be there. Let's go.
Why isn't he just pushing through? You're not supposed to let protesters bait you like that, because if you start pushing, technically you can get, like, it's technically assault or something if you like start pushing people all the way. What tuition money is being spent on the IDF? The argument goes that if your tuition money is going to a college, and if that college spends money with companies like Amazon or whatever that employ people or sell things to Israel, then that's what they mean when they say we want a total divestment. It means they want to boycott spending money on anybody or anything that is in any way, size, shape, or form tied to like trade policies, the goods that go in or out of Israel, basically. That's what divestment calls for. Then what's this? This is a Zionist agitator, counter-protester, routinely trying to enter the encampment to dox and harm students, like he's doing here now, to farm TikTok and dupe people who aren't there into thinking these students were blocking him from going to class. Last night he brought mace. So as a heads up, doxing or whatever is not illegal, number one. Number two, if you want to argue for your ability to be able to protest on campus, you have the right to protest on campus. Part of that right is the fact that it's a public space. Part of public spaces means no expectation of privacy. So if you want to have your rights to sit there and protest, that's absolutely fine. Anyone else is in their rights to record it. You're in a public space. That's part of that right and responsibility. That's part of what's afforded to you and the other people sharing space with you. So if you don't want somebody recording, then go the home. You shouldn't be there. Or go to a private place and protest. You can't demand people leave just because they're taking video footage of you. If these were police officers saying this, Hasan would be losing his mind. I don't see him trying to harm anyone here. He's just talking to the house at a problem. No, I was talking about the video you linked. He's been trying to enter the camp to start fights for the past week. He was there the day I was as well. He's an agitator and has never been restricted from going to class. The vid you linked is cut specifically to vote your response. What do you? Well, it doesn't matter. It really, honest to God, it doesn't really matter. Also, I don't know why Hasan is here talking about protesters. These motherfuckers, remember, please don't forget this. People on the far right, well, sorry, all Trump supporters, and people on the, at least on the far left right now, don't support First Amendment right to protest. They're only supporting it because it defends them in this particular circumstance. But Hasan is illiberal as people that follow Trump aren't liberal. These people are all illiberal as they don't give a fuck about your actual rights to protest or your rights to gather, any of this bullshit. Remember, Trump tried to call in the National fucking Guard on BLM protesters, and Hasan over here like openly says that like in his perfect society, capitalists are going to re-education camps. So none of these like don't argue with illiberals about like rights to protest. They don't believe in any of it, right? These are guys that cheer on like the rollings of tanks through fucking, conservative crowds and shit. Fuck them. Where are the videos of him starting fights then? If I look behind the people blocking him, there aren't any encampments at all either. It's fine to condemn the guy, but I don't see any evidence to do anything wrong right now. Brother, you said students are... Oh, the pivot. I hate that Hasan's 12-year-old Zoomer dipshit audience is backing him so hard. He's getting so many likes on these, and he just got bodied. Link a video. Oh, he's responding live on stream. Ah, that's why he's getting the big ol'... That's why he's getting the big bump. I see. Brother, you said students were being blocked from going to class. I told you numerous times they aren't. This one person angled that video to dupe others into thinking that the encampment was blocking him from going to class. Angled the video in a way. Well, is it so? Then is it? I mean, like, I'm sure there's another way he could probably get in. That'd be my guess. But like, it looks like these students are here blocking him off, and they even bring a man up. Ooh, Ooh, they bring a man up even to assist in the blocking after, no?
Making the burger while I'm going this way. Excuse me. This is what they do. Everybody, look at this. Look at this.
I'm an Israeli who went to visit the U.S. this summer. Is it safe for me to say to people that I'm from Israel and not get into a fight? Yeah, you'll be fine, 100%. The people that, the only type of people that would want to attack you, their hands are too small, their anxiety is too high, and their prescriptions are too filled to ever actually get into a fist fight with anybody they disagree with, so don't worry.
We're not engaging in that.
Okay, we're going.
Like,
We're going. I'm going in.
they should just let them go. This is violence here when they're blocking it, right? It's technically violence, I think. The guy literally mentions wanting to go to a specific entrance. He can probably get there anyway, but he wants to go through the encampment. Isn't Hasan technically correct here? No, he's not. If this guy wants to pass here, he should be allowed to. It's fucking public property, motherfucker. He should be allowed to pass here, and he should call the fucking cops on these people and get them arrested for not letting him through. Boom, easy, 100%. Remember, the whole defense for these protests happening is, and the reason why they can't be kicked out is because it's public property. And that's fine. If it's public property, then anybody should be allowed to pass through. So you'd say this is impeding his freedom of movement? Well, it looks pretty obvious, yeah. Apparently Hasan's talking to Asmongold right now. Yeah, but who cares? What are you going to... It's not going to be... Hasan will never talk to anybody who could hold their own in this. He just needs to do, like, his terrorist propaganda on Twitch completely and totally unimpeded while he sits here and farms millions of dollars off of the knuckle-dragging, mouth-breathing, non-mewing dipshits.
A group that directly gets funding from the Israeli government. So, like, he has worked with the Israeli government to do propaganda already. But I'm sure this is a great career opportunity for him. That's why he's been on Fox News. There's videos of him like trying to debate and agitate teachers that are near the encampment. Even Sky News called him a counter protester and an agitator. Like, he's like a known figure. This is not a random guy. That's also the reason why.
Meanwhile, Hasan interviewing Lufti from the fucking Houthi squad.
Only video of like anyone even claiming that students are blocking people from going to campus, because he's deliberately going up to the encampment in an effort to try to get into the encampment to start fights. When I was there, a bunch of Zionist counter-protesters tried to do that as well.
Oh, shit.
And
he's up to like 20 Twitter tabs now, guys. Oh, God. He's powering up.
And they just set up a human chain to, like, they don't even, like, physically apprehend or remove people. They basically just body block them as though they are there.
Yeah, you're not allowed to do that, little bro. I don't know if you're aware of that, but you're not allowed to body block people from going through areas in public spaces. That's called illegal.
Last night, whenever all this
you
stuff
can't
got
do that.
removed, but the night before, I mean, it was pretty obvious that like the Israeli or like Zionist or anti-Palestinian ones were the aggressors, and I think that that's a bad thing. I mean, I don't think that the guy is in the wrong though for being a counter protester or even for being an agitator. Really, it depends on how you define the word, because I mean, that's his freedom of speech, and I feel like that's what's fair, in the same way that it's fair for those other people to go and protest for Palestine.
Yeah, but the difference is, first of all, bear mace or mace in general is illegal to bring to protest, and he's like flashing it. There's another video of the students, literally, he walks up to them.
In California?
When they're gearing up for the cops.
Is it illegal to have mace on you? Is that true?
Yeah.
And the students say,
Let's
we are
check.
peaceful. We're peacefully protesting against the Israeli genocide here. Like, we see your bear mace. Like, please, you're making us feel unsafe. And he actually literally does not have a right to have that on him. And yet, that on that very same night, last night, he was over there dabbing it up with the cops and shit. The cops obviously don't give a shit about the pro-Palestinian encampment. Especially because 2 nights prior, at this point, when the counter-protesters actually entered tried to enter the encampment, they came with weapons, they came with fireworks, they came with skunk spray, they came with bear mace.
That was like the day that
He said at protests?
because they were chanting that.
Is there a separate law for protests?
I don't know what do you mean, where were you?
Yeah, I guess you were sleeping. Like last night, whenever it happened, like a lot of the protesters were like chanting at the cops. And they were saying like, where were you? Yeah. Okay. So like we're talking about the same thing, right?
So the night prior, the reason why they were chanting "Where were you?" last night to the cops is probably because the night prior, Zionist counter-protesters actually stormed the camp and beat out of some of the Palestinian students, or pro-Palestinian students, with like wood pallets.
I watched it happen. I watched it happen live. It was just...
Hold on. Did this pass? This seems wildly unconstitutional. You can ban me from carrying a baseball bat in public? Also, the guy's not. I don't think the guy was technically part of the protest as well, right? Like he's just if he's just walking by.
All these guys were beating the out of, and these guys aren't even students. Like you can see it in the video. They're like, these guys are like adults. They're
Oh, so now it doesn't matter if they're students or not. Also, they're not students; they're adults. I'm sorry. I could be wrong. Are there no like graduate level courses at UCLA? Is UCLA exclusively an undergrad school? Is that the only thing that? And also, all undergrads have to be 22 and younger. Like, what is? Oh God, I can't listen to this. Oh wait, hold on. Do he get it? 1 second.
Technically, shouldn't, even if you're on the opposing side of the conflict, be able to walk in? Because if it's public, you should be able to walk in. No.
Yep.
Okay, even if it's not public, no. I don't think that these guys have the upper hand on like deciding what is to be done with the space. Yeah. I don't think it's like the schools in.
Yep.
Like.
Yep.
Technically, shouldn't, even if you're on the opposing side of the